Okay, so we have the shadow done. The next thing we're going to work on is our figure. So there's two things you're going to be doing. You're going to be taking the overlay and you're going to be lowering it down, the opacity, so you can see your own figure. I don't want to see anybody's project where you don't see anything of yourself. If you have something where you have a black silhouette, I do not want that. I want to see a little bit of you. So some of you guys might want more of you showing, and some of you guys want less of you showing, and that's all dependent upon how you set the opacity. Okay? You can make that decision later. You can change it around as you need to. Now I'm just going to bring the opacity all the way down because I want it to be invisible. I want to work on layer 0 now, because another thing you're going to be doing is you're going to be colorizing your figure. You're going to be making it one color, monochromatic, so it looks more designed or more stylized. So you're going to be going to Enhance, Adjust Color, Adjust Hue Saturation, making sure you're on layer 0, making sure you're on the layer that your figure is at, and you're going to hit Adjust Hue Saturation. You're going to hit the button Colorize. So you notice that your image changed, the color changed. It looks a little grayed, but if I kick up the saturation, you'll see as a nice bright color. And you can make the figure be the same color as the background if you want. To do that, you cancel it. You got to make the foreground color, before you go to hue saturation, make the foreground color the same color as the background. So you can do this if you click on the color picker for the foreground color, go outside of this window, and it becomes an eyedropper. Click it. It's going to find it for you. You say OK. So now it's the background color. So if you notice, if I go back to hue saturation, which the shortcut's Command U, I'm going to use that. I'm going to hit colorize. And now you see if I kick up the saturation, it matches the background. You should also consider bringing the lightness up, and that will also create more of a dramatic effect, so you can see a lot more of the plaid. It looks a little too bright, but once you put the overlay on top of it, it'll look much better. So we're going to go back to the overlay, and you can see how it really does change. It doesn't look like how you had it before. The lights are really popping out quite a bit. One other thing, and I never explained this to you guys, let's go back to layer 0. Another thing you could mess around with if you go back to Enhance. Instead of Adjust Color, go to Adjust Lighting and go to Shadows and Highlights. What this can do, you can actually focus on, start moving these things around and playing around. You can actually mess with some of the mid-tones and the shadows. So if you really want there to be more of a contrasting image and you really want to mess up the look of the picture a little bit, I guess mess up is a negative term, mess up in a good way, explore some possibilities. Let's bring that back. So play around with that. And you can also experiment as well, and I'm not going to, but just to show you, go to Enhance, Adjust Lighting, and Brightness and Contrast. You can kick up the contrast, you can kick up the brightness, and it's just experimenting until you get something that you're very, very happy with.